everybody, and welcome to another Unwrappening with Professor Rocket. Today we are going to unwrap a box of, well, and then technically I guess this could be an unboxing as well since it comes in an outer box. 1991 Fleer basketball cards. This was from an era of legends like Michael Jordan and, of course, Dennis Rodman, back when he was known for playing basketball one time, if you can believe that, before he became a self-appointed peace ambassador and started hanging out with ruthless dictators. And pretty crappy generic box. Most of the store displays were back then. So let's pump this open here. And I was never, well, I'm not going to say never. I've not been into sports in a really long time. I was kind of interested in baseball when I was little. And to an extent, basketball in middle school when I was in about 5th and 6th grade. Basketball was really hot. That was right around the time the Bulls three-peated. So I was kind of interested in basketball. I enjoyed playing basketball more than I enjoyed watching it. Not that I was particularly good at it, but as far as sports go, it's probably the one I was best at. In fact, I got on a basketball team, not my school's basketball team, but like the one of the little like leagues, I guess the equivalent of Little League for basketball. But then I got pneumonia and I missed the entire season. So yeah, that's my tragic sports injury story. I don't know. Early retirement. Okay. So I was more interested in, well, sort of the social aspect of trading and collecting than I was the actual sport. Plus, there were a lot of big personalities at the time, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley, legends. Mostly just commentators these days, but they were, the hottest thing back in the day. So, let's get to it. We've got 36 packs here. Let's break them open and see if we get anything that's worth any money. That's a joke. No sports cards are worth any money anymore. Thanks to the great big bubble of the 90s. But this was a set that I was collecting in 5th or 6th grade, I think. So I was about 11 or 12 when these came out. I never completed a set, but I never really tried either. I mostly just collected my favorite players. So basically, good old wax packs. Basically, we're looking for recognizable players in this. I don't think anything out of these is seriously worth more than $3. So, and he goes, oh, Drazen Petrovic. I think he died in a wreck not long after he started playing. He only played a few seasons, if I remember correctly. I'll set him to the side. Kevin McHale, I remember him vaguely. All-Star, Patrick Ewing. Bill Laimbeer. Had a terrible NES basketball game. Oh, that's interesting. 2 of the same card in a row. Oh, and again. That's pretty interesting. Charles Barkley. How did that Charles Barkley versus Godzilla thing turn out anyway? Who won? I don't know. They probably teamed up against a greater threat. That's how celebrity matchups like that usually turn out. Okay. Oh, John Stockton. He was on the Olympics team, I believe, if I remember correctly. Will Purdue. Isaiah Thomas. Nice. Oh, another Drazen Petrovic. Oh. Oh, there's just something very satisfying about these wax packs. Like, I don't think anybody's used these in 25 years. John Williams. Well, not what I expected of the composer of the Star Wars theme, but David Robinson. Yeah. Okay, so these were called Provisions. They were basically just like paintings of some of the hottest stars of the time. I think there was a set of 6 in this. Yeah, 1 of 6. It was always a big deal when you got these. Back in the day, I think these were worth about $12 to $20 each. Yeah. And I think I'm still missing one of these. I'm not sure if this is the one I'm missing or not, but if it is, cool. Let's see. I saw James Worthy appeared on Star Trek The Next Generation as a Klingon, I think. Detlef Schrempf. Best name ever. Maybe this show should be called The Messing. If you're going to look over here. Let's just... Only 4 packs in so far, but... So, let's see what a mess we make by the end. Fred Roberts. Oh, good old Dennis Rodman. And Pat Riley, and Pat Riley's hair. Oh, another Pat Riley. There are 2 Derek Colemans. Weird. Hakeem Olajuwon and Phil Jackson. I don't know. And I always check the backs of these too, because sometimes I've gotten ones with blank backs. I don't know if those are worth anything, but they're pretty interesting. I know I have a Gerald Glass with a blank back. Let's see. 2 Gerald Wilkins in a row. 2 Gavin Duckworths in a row. Quite a few Kevins in that pack. Alright. If you're wondering what I'm setting to the right and what I'm setting to the left, it's pretty much random. Karl Malone. Dominique Wilkins. Nice. Williams. Where's Grant? Another one of the legendary Bulls lineup. Nothing really super impressive in that one. It's very disorienting with most of the names. It seems like are at the bottom. His is at the top, just I guess to accommodate his arm overlapping the border. Weird. And oh, another Provisions card of Magic Johnson. Nice. Scottie Pippen. Another of that legendary Bulls lineup. They were my favorite team back in the day, which was kind of cheap. Just, you know, pick the team that keeps winning as your favorite. Sure, why not? And 2 Don Chaney's, 2 Hakeem Olajuwons. Weird. Brown. Oh, nice. A Michael Jordan. And Patrick Ewing out of the same pack. I'll set that one in the quote-unquote good pile. So, yeah, I was mostly into nerd stuff even when I was a kid. So, these cards came out along at a time when there just wasn't much nerd stuff going on. The late 80s, early 90s, things kind of dried up. Like, Star Trek The Next Generation was all we really had. 1989, Doctor Who got canceled. No, it's hard to believe, but once upon a time, you couldn't just walk into a store and find anything Star Wars related. Charles Barkley. Nice. In fact, pretty much the only place you could find Star Wars stuff in the late 80s and early 90s was flea markets for exorbitant prices. I kind of was a little too young and mostly missed out on all the Star Wars toys. But a lot of my friends had them because they got them at the flea markets before they had gotten so expensive. So I remember wanting the Luke Skywalker figure in the black costume from Return of the Jedi really bad. And you know what? It was like $175 at the flea market. So I never got it. And then they started making the ridiculously over-muscled Star Wars figures in the mid-90s. Oh, there's a Karl Malone. And I collected my favorites of those, but I never really went full crazy with it until they got the better proportions and articulation around the time the prequels came out. So it was a dry spell for nerd stuff. So I kind of got into sports because, well, everybody else was in sports. And in particular, collecting sports cards. Also because there was a huge speculator market at the time. Good old Larry Bird. Nice. And at the time, it was no big deal to go and buy a bunch of cards. Oh, and a David Robinson in the same pack. Buy a bunch of cards, pull a rare card out of one of these packs that's like 20 or 30 bucks. Go back and sell it at the same card shop and buy another half a box or a full box or something. Get more rare cards, take them back, trade them in, repeat. So it kind of was a habit that to an extent would it was self-financing a little bit. Yeah. Plus, all my friends at school were into them, so it was really more of a social thing. But there was some undeniably great basketball in the early to mid-90s. Big personalities, big talents. There weren't... Oh, another Michael Jordan, a league leaders card. Yeah, pretty much everybody I knew at least was into basketball in the early 90s, even if they were mostly just into other nerd stuff. Let's see, another Hakeem Olajuwon one. Another Provisions, Patrick Ewing. I've got like half the set of Provisions out of this box so far, so hopefully, if I didn't have a complete set before, I do now. Another Michael Jordan. Whoop. I always thought it was kind of cheap how, in addition to just a regular Michael Jordan player card, they would have all these special, like, superlatives, I guess. Kind of like in the yearbook. Just an excuse to cram more versions of the big celebrities of the day in. But hey, I guess that's what the people coming to buy. Another Dennis Rodman. And it looks like we are now halfway through the box. Purpose. Eh. 2 Sherman Douglases, 2 Clyde Drexlers, 2 Jerome Richardsons. Wow, that's a lot of duplicates. The stack over here is getting really high, so now I'm stacking them over there. Oh, so much fun. Not at all tedious. I don't know, it's a little fun. It's very nostalgic. Like, my 11-year-old self would be shitting myself. Like if I knew that I was just sitting here opening a whole box of basketball cards at once. Another Magic Johnson. Nice. It's my first one of it, just his player card, I think. John Paxson. Normally, I think he went to the Olympics as well. I know he was part of the 3-peating Bulls team. Okay. Oh, an All-Star Jordan. Nice. Another Karl Malone. I think I got a Karl Malone out of this same box, didn't I? Another Drazen Petrovic. Sad. Probably would be more exciting to watch somebody who knew more basketball trivia do this same thing. More repeats. Weird. A repeat on Harper. Weird. Charles Barkley All-Star. That's cool. So yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure I already have a whole set of these. Another Chicago Bull. So yeah, I am just opening these for people to see, for just the fun of opening them. Charles Barkley. I don't know. It's like weird that they make the coaches. Did anybody ever really want the coaches? I mean, I guess you don't really have the complete team unless you have the coach. But they don't make like assistant coaches or towel boys. I'll never have a complete set without the towel boys. Okay. Oh, now I'm getting impatient. Kevin Johnson. I think was he not like a... No. There was I'm thinking of Larry Johnson. He was like a rookie this same year. So there was a second series of these when they do the draft picks. And I'm pretty sure Larry Johnson was the first pick that year. And Dikembe Mutombo was the 8th. Whoa, what a random thing to remember. But yeah, they were all the shit back then. People got very excited about them. Their cards were worth a ton of money. And then Dikembe Mutombo ended up doing Geico commercials. Was that right? Geico? I think so. Ugh. Okay. Oh, another bull. John Stockton. Was I thinking of John Stockton when I was talking about John Paxson earlier? Probably. Because I know John Stockton went to the Olympics. Another Jordan. Can't get enough Jordans. Oh, and Michael Jordan Provision. Nice. So I think I've gotten nearly an entire set just out of this box. Another Drazen Petrovic. Another Kevin McHale. And Bill Cartwright, and another bull that I don't think I had yet. Well, out of this batch. By the way, I think I got this box of cards at an antique mall in London, Kentucky. Oh, there's David Robinson. Nice. Yeah. About 4 or 5 years ago, I went back there this past weekend because I remembered this booth that had all these cheap boxes of old trading cards. The booth was still there, and I got another box of cards, not these exact cards, but Dominique Wilkins. I'll be unboxing that one soon as well. Horace Grant. And getting very near the end. There are 5 packs remaining. Oh, looks like another Provisions, and it's Charles Barkley. Did I get any repeats? I don't think I did. I think I got... Well, I don't remember getting a Larry Bird, so I must have got a repeat of somebody. Oh. But yeah, I remember doing a lot of trading with my friends Wade and Chris back in 5th and 6th grade. Yeah. Mookie. Famous for being the second most famous person with the name Mookie. Larry Brown, Coach. Alright, Patrick Ewing. And Michael Jordan in the same pack. Nice. Thing is, there's not really... I don't think there's rarity in these back in the day. I think they were all just pretty much equally distributed. So you could pull like 2 or 3 rare cards out of a pack because they were so randomly distributed, so randomly assorted. Or, well, I should say valuable cards anyway, because, again, I don't know that anything was any more rare than anything else. Doesn't really seem like a good business model to make more cards, make some cards rarer than others. I mean, it makes sense in card games to make a rare card, make more powerful cards harder to get. But in trading cards, it just seems like, you know, you would make your consumer happier by just making sure they could pretty easily obtain a complete set. Tyrone Muggsy Bogues. Yep, Larry Bird. And that's it. All out of cards. And look at this terrific mess I made. So, I don't know, folks. Was this fun? Was this fun? Do you want to see more like this? If so, like, subscribe, comment. Tie a message to a messenger pigeon and hope that it gets to me. Yeah, well, I've definitely got some more of these in the pipeline, and we'll just see how people react overall.